time it is.
Yes.
Welcome. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome to CANDID Conversation.
Yes.
You
Happy
guys are in store for a
Sunday.
great show.
Okay.
But yeah, CANDID Conversation, not popular.
But important.
Bam.
Yes.
There it is. I am one half of your host.
Oh.
I am King
Oh.
George, if you didn't know. This is your first
What
time.
about one whole of your host?
One half of your host, King George, aka Mr. Knowledge is Power.
Oh my
And
goodness.
this is your first time. You're wondering who this beautiful person is next to me. This is my queen, my one and only, the gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, Natalie Nicole.
Ooh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, come on in, y'all. Get comfortable. Kick back, relax, but be engaged.
Yes.
Be alert.
Yes.
We have a great show in store for y'all today.
I'm excited about this topic. I'm excited. Like sometimes when people hear about it, they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then those, on the other end of the spectrum, they're like, yes.
Yeah. That used to be the case for me too.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I have grown.
All right, sir. All right, so you have a quote for us today, or are we gonna do our sponsors first, or how are we gonna do this?
Yeah, we'll go ahead with the quote, and then we can go ahead with thanking our sponsors.
Okay, awesome.
So a quote for today is: "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly."
Ooh,
Langston Hughes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Life is a broken winged bird.
I'll read it one more time.
Yes.
It says, he said, "Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly."
Very nice.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Again, Langston Hughes.
And birds was made to fly.
Right. And we were made to fly too, in a
Yes.
sense of accomplishing your dreams. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So he's just saying, if you have a dream, don't let it die. Stand fast and make sure you persevere and accomplish your dreams.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's deep.
So yeah.
Okay. We're gonna get into thanking our sponsors this evening.
Yeah.
I hope y'all can hear me. I feel like I'm a little mellow, a little low.
Oh yeah, pick it up, then.
I'm comfortable.
Pick it up.
I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's get into talking about our sponsors, which we would not be able to, do what we do without them.
Without them.
Yes, you want to go first?
Yes. So first, Interclub Council of Columbus. We want to thank them for coming on board recently.
Yes.
And they are a great partner to have. And what they offer is a platform for different businesses and organizations to come together in one place, consolidate events that are happening throughout the Tri-City area, so that everybody's not stepping on top of each other. It gives a great opportunity for people to know ahead of time what events are coming, so that you can attend each event. So Interclub Council of Columbus, definitely stay tuned. They got a lot of things, great things coming in the Tri-City area for upcoming events and planning, and just hosting a platform and having a platform for the local businesses and organizations.
Okay, awesome. And then there's Role Model Academy, modeling, acting, and personal development.
Right.
And recently or a while back, they were located at the Cunningham Center in Columbus, Georgia, on Exit 7 Manchester.
Right, Junction Boulevard.
They have relocated to, what do they call this area? Midtown, Uptown, somewhere in between there.
Yeah, Midtown.
Yeah, Midtown. Yeah. And a grand opening will be coming soon. But they are all things modeling, acting, and personal development. And if you have any questions about what they offer, or if you're interested in modeling, acting, or personal development, please check out their social media and or their website. And then keep up with their grand opening coming soon.
That's right. That's right. And if you have kids that you're looking for a great summer program to get them into, RMA or Role Model Academy is a great place for your kids to enjoy the summer, learn some great things that are gonna serve them throughout their whole lives. So please reach out to RMA, and we'll definitely get that information and put it in the description for you to reach out to them, so that you can get your kids, nephews, cousins, nieces, brothers, sister, whoever, into a summer program that's going to serve them, well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you, RMA.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's awesome about it is that they're going to learn a lot of great skills
Okay.
During the summer, but they're going to also be able to have a showcase at the end. So parents and family and friends will be able to come out and actually see what their little ones have learned. Now, when we talk about acting, we're talking about monologues, cold reads, commercials, things of that nature. They will have an opportunity to learn something and very well, acted and all that good stuff. So it's a great opportunity for students. We don't have to go all the way to Atlanta or to Hollywood. Hallelujah. To get in what we need to get in, we got to get in where we fit in right here in Columbus, Georgia, being that it is the third largest state here, or city, I'm sorry, here in the state. So let's put it on the map. We have some great people doing great things here, and we want to develop the arts in this area as well. For that. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep. So we appreciate RMA, Tri-City Fatherhood Group. If you don't know, they are local, and what they do, they deal with child support issues, child support advice, child support consulting, child support education, basically, in child support system for those who are affected and don't know how the system works. And I would, ask people to I would challenge people to do your research on the child support system just to see, because not a lot of people understand and know what's going on with the child support system. They just know the surface part, which is what child support says, but they don't know what lies beneath. So right, yeah, definitely.
And how it is destroying families.
It's destroying families. Yeah, but you wouldn't know that if you don't do your research. So TriCityFatherhoodGroup.com. You can go on there. There's plenty of information to get in contact with them, and also to set up a consult. So again, we appreciate them for sponsoring this platform. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So before our expert here gets into our topic tonight, you want to tell them what the topic is, or how you want to do that? I want to give a little historical fact real quick.
Okay. So yes. So we are talking about credit.
Yes. Ooh, dun 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 dun.
All right, we're talking about credit tonight. Credit is, oh man, I feel like we should have talked about this a long time ago, but yeah, this is the right time, such a time as this, to talk about it.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the topic of tonight: credit, how to fix it. Some tools you can use to fix your credit, maintain your credit, and to raise your credit score.
Yeah, it's a bittersweet subject for some people. You're on the spectrum of things. Either it's going great for you, or you're not. So I'm sorry, honey.
No, you're good.
You're not so great, or you are somewhere in the middle. And then I'm just like, I'm ready to dig into our personal experiences,
Yes.
And then just like all these different companies that are out here today, let me fix your credit and let me do this and let me do that. I'm ready to dig into that as well. But let's talk about a little historical, and then I'm going to pass it on over.
Okay.
All right. So the first U.S. credit score, the FICO score, which is the real deal here in the United States. Like there's a lot of different little things like Credit Karma and, what have you, that are not so accurate. But when you go into like the bank, or you're trying to get a mortgage, a loan, they are going to look at your FICO score. And that was introduced in 1989. That's not so far.
Right, removed. Right.
Yeah, that's not so long ago.
Right,
and
30 years ago.
Yeah, it was invented to make the process of evaluating credit faster and more equitable. And we know what that more equitable means, right? Yeah.
Yes.
A credit report lists your personal information and history, and the credit scores are calculated using information in your credit report. And then the other thing that I wanted to say, that it was founded by Bill Fair and Earl Isaac in 1956. So that's not even so far ago either. Like what about 60 or so years ago?
That's right.
And it measures your consumer risk, credit risk. Okay, so that's a little history.
Right, that's
how it
huge.
Started.
Consumer risk.
That's how it started.
Right.
So where are we going to get started? What's the lowest credit score?
I think the lowest is a 4 something.
Oh.
Yeah, you can be in the.
I thought it was like 350.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, let's see. Let's see. 'Cause I don't want to miss.
Oh, I think it goes lower than I think it goes lower than 400.
And put in the comment section if you know what the lowest credit score is.
Yes, help
I didn't
today.
know what that low. I know there's a spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. 300, honey. Let's see.
Okay.
So yeah, 300.
300 is the lowest.
Don't ask me how I know, but 300 is the
Okay.
lowest.
Okay. All right.
300 is the lowest. Okay, go ahead. And then the highest is what?
I think 8 something. Yeah, 850, right?
I think so.
It's in the upper 800s.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I thought
for a
maybe it was
fact.
just 800. So let's see.
Yeah, I think it's 850 is the highest you can go.
Okay.
I mean, if you're in the 800s alone.
Okay, 850.
Yeah,
all right.
in the 800s alone, you are golden.
So 350 to 850, and I know to purchase a home, it's got to be like 620 at least, right? Yeah, 620.
Well, you're the realtor. So.
Right, but it's been a minute. 620. That's what I'm gonna go with right now. 620 was what it was prior to the inflation and the market going.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
620.
Real quick, if you could tell the people how critical, your credit score, what critical part that plays in the home buying process.
Okay, so they do look at your FICO score, not Credit Karma or anything else.
Okay.
They look at your FICO score, and out of those three, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, the middle score has to be 620.
Okay.
So, and that's the lowest. So, and up. And I'm really speaking from a veteran's perspective.
Okay.
So as a civilian, it might be a little different, but from a veteran's perspective, because most of the people that I have worked with, it has been 620.
Was the minimum?
Yes, the minimum.
Okay.
And then, that's the minimum out of all three scores, and then you go from there. Now that score contributes to your interest rate. And then whatever you have on your credit score, credit report contributes to your interest rate. So if your credit is fair, decent, no late payments, collections, things of that nature, then you can count on a great interest rate. But if it's not,
let me adjust my seat.
The scores, the interest rate goes up.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Oh, you already tall, honey?
Well, let's go and sit down. I'll sit down.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little too tall.
Whoa, yes.
Pardon me, y'all, while I adjust my seat. I feel like it's low.
Now, what was crazy is that interest rates used to be like 20%. Can you believe that?
I can believe
there was a time when it was like 20%, 18%. That is unreal for me. It is unreal. But yeah, there was a time when the interest rate was really high for purchasing a home. Yeah, and some people are very much a stickler about interest rate. If the interest rate is too high, they don't want any parts.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's roll, honey. Let's roll with it.
Okay. So the first thing we'll jump into is, do you know your credit score? You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even know where they're sitting currently. You know what I mean? So I would say, do you know your credit score? Also, did you grow up learning about credit? Did your parents teach you about credit?
Let's start right there.
We can start right there.
Let's start right there. I don't believe I heard anything about a credit anything growing up at all. Not ever. Like not from the age that I could talk, maybe 3 to 4 or 5.
Yeah. Until
moving out, I didn't hear anything or know anything about a credit anything. Not a credit report, not credit numbers.
No credit education whatsoever.
Not a thing. Not a thing. What about y'all? Did y'all learn? Was it taught at home? Mom, dad? Was there discussions? I don't recall at all.
Yeah, I can relate.
Okay.
There was not a conversation about credit in my home. There was not an education.
The importance of it. You needed to be able to do this, that, and the third.
Yeah, I remember hearing. Well, my parents did mention. They did say, make sure that you um, make sure that you keep your credit good. They did say that, but they didn't tell us how you do that. They didn't tell they didn't tell us what what it entails to keep your credit good.
Okay.
And what factors go into raising your credit score or decreasing your credit score.
Okay.
So yeah, we didn't get that.
What about at school? Did you learn anything at school?
Not a thing.
No,
Not
I don't
a
remember
thing.
learning anything in high school about a credit score. And I had economics now. I remember having an economics class, but it was more about accounting and, demand and consumerism and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
not so much anything about, your personal credit and credit reports and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think I knew anything about TransUnion,
I know I didn't. Not a
Equifax,
thing.
or Experian or anything until it maybe started going wrong. That's when I was starting making myself smart about stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know a thing
Oh
about.
my goodness!
I didn't even know there was 3 different, scores. I didn't know.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know anything about Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. I didn't know anything about that.
And I think the first time I was really introduced to the credit system was when cell phones came out, and it was time to get a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't qualify for the flip situation. I had to get the little Motorola, whatever it was, the little one single situation phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at that age, I don't know what I did to my credit for me to be at that point. So yes, that's when I think I was first introduced to credit.
Okay.
Did I have a car then? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I probably had, maybe. No.
No, when you got your phone?
Yeah, the phone probably came first.
Okay.
It probably, well, I don't know. It depends on when the phones came out. Maybe I had a car.
They came out like mid-90s. Well, cell phones been around since the 80s, but everybody had them or had access to them like the late 90s.
Okay.
Mid to late 90s, because beepers were still around in like 95, 96. So from 96 to like 2000, that's when the cell phones, everybody had access to one.
Okay, so it was,
to my knowledge.
It was 2001 is when I made it to Fort Leonard Wood.
Okay.
And so it was between 2001, 2002 when I got my first cell phone. And I was not, and that was just, I just graduated from high school. Okay. And so, I don't think I had credit cards or anything, and I wasn't eligible at that point for the cool flip phone without having to pay like a major fee.
Yeah. Yeah, my story is similar. Yeah, I remember I had the Nokia, and I don't think they checked my credit to get the Nokia.
Was that the little single one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, when the flip phone came, yeah, you're right. They checked my credit.
Okay.
Yeah. Sprint, I'll never forget. That was my first flip phone, was through Sprint.
Ooh, now did they check your phones? Did they check your credit to get phone service through Sprint?
What do you mean? Yeah. Yeah, when I went to Sprint.
Yeah, that's probably where I went wrong. Because I'm saying in the barracks, we had phone service, and it was Sprint. That's the only company that was available on post for us. I'm trying to say, do they check your credit for you to get a phone service in your room?
Oh, no. I didn't have a phone service. Yeah, I didn't have a phone service.
The phone, like the phone?
Heck no.
Okay.
No. Not at all. Yeah.
You didn't have a phone service?
So I had a phone in my room, but I had a cell phone too. You know what I mean? So I don't think they checked my credit. It was just a matter of, I don't remember how it went actually. It was so long ago. I just remember I had a phone in my room in addition to my cell phone.
Landline, yes, Miss Denise, a landline, exactly, from Sprint. Sprint was dominant there in the place where I was at.
Now, so where were you at?
Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
But I was in Virginia, so I don't know what service we had. I don't remember what service they used, but yeah.
So that was I feel like my introduction, and then also when it was time for me to purchase a car. So I was just out there on my own, trying to purchase a car, and boy did I purchase a lemon. Ooh, wee. And again, so like I told you, I would get to the gate and practically roll down to Firestone. Something would break down or something would go wrong, and I'm just like rolling down right onto Firestone so they could take all my money that I did not have in the first place to fix it. So that was like my introduction. And so when it was time for me to get a new car, the interest rate was sky high because of whatever issues I had with other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Usually they take advantage of soldiers, the car
Right
places.
there, right there.
Because they
close
know
to
you
the
don't know no
post.
better. Yeah. They know you don't know no better. They got me too. They got now my car was, believe me, it was beautiful. It wasn't a lemon.
Ooh,
It was
okay,
candy apple red.
okay.
Listen, when I got out of basic training, you couldn't tell me nothing. When it got this candy apple red Dodge Avenger, Google it. It was
Okay,
beautiful.
okay.
When it put some rims on it, tinted the windows, you
Oh,
couldn't
you
tell me
had
a
big
thing.
coins then. I didn't have a lot of coins.
Well, this is
coming
all the
out
money
of-
that I saved in basic. I didn't spend
Oh.
any of it. So when
Yeah.
I got to my first duty station, I had all this money saved.
That's great.
So
Well,
yeah,
how did you learn to do that? Because I mean,
in basic, I
yeah.
just what spend it on? I had nothing to spend it on.
Let me tell you.
We could not spend our money in basic unless it was on toiletries or deodorant, shaving cream, razors. That's the only thing we could spend it on.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, my money. If the check was $340,
Yeah.
200 went home in cash in an envelope to my mama.
Oh, okay.
$100 went home in cash to my sister,
Oh, okay.
and I kept the 40 or whatever to
In
buy.
basic?
Yes, to go when they took us to the shop to get toothpaste.
Yeah.
Whatever little personal hygiene items.
Yeah.
So that's where my money. So that mindset, of course, you said you were not able to spend it, but you also was not spending on anybody else either. Like, so where did you get that from?
Well, we couldn't touch it though.
No.
You couldn't touch your money. Only thing you could do was listen. You could set up an allotment. I don't even think we could set up an allotment in basic. All I remember is in basic, the only thing you could spend your money on, because we didn't go anywhere to spend it. We only went to the exchange. You bought what you needed as far as deodorant and stuff, and that was it.
So we could get stationery. We could write letters to our family, and so that's how I was getting cash back.
Oh, okay.
From the ATM and sending it that way. I would never send cash through the mail today, but definitely thank God it made it where it needed to make it back then. Yeah.
But listen, I feel like we're getting off topic.
Oh.
We're talking about credit. We're talking about credit.
We on topic because listen here, when you spend all your money, like you saved your money and you got a candy apple. You didn't spend it.
I didn't save it.
You didn't spend it. Well, I'm just saying. So I spent my money. So what does that tell you next? You need a credit card. Or
Not
what's the next thing
necessarily.
you're gonna go to? A credit card.
Not necessarily, because y'all put in the comment section if you learned about credit growing up, what your credit was coming out of high school.
If you knew how to check Experian,
did you have a credit card at an early age? You know what I mean? But for me, so the reason I'm telling this story about when I got out of basic is because when I first bought my Sprint phone, my flip phone, they checked my credit. And I remember the lady saying, okay, it looks good, but you don't have any credit. She was like, you don't have any credit, so you have to build credit. So she said, that's the same thing as having no credit, is what she told me. So that's the first thing that started building my credit was my phone.
Okay.
Right, so I got the phone. I was in Pensacola, Florida, got the phone. And so that was my introduction to credit. This lady was telling me, you don't have any credit. Because you don't have any credit, you have to pay. I think I had to pay a deposit or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but so that was my introduction to credit. Same thing when I went to go buy my rims. Oh yeah, you've been approved for $5,000. I'm like, what? You've been approved for $5,000. You have little to no credit. So I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? And I still didn't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
What was going on?
Right.
So for our parents that are on right now, like what was the conversation? Because this is we're a whole different generations over. What was the conversations with your young people as they transition into adulthood? Did you talk with them about credit?
Right.
Were they familiar with it? Was that part of your parenting, to include
credit, education of credit, credit cards, credit scores.
Right. Let us know. What's your thoughts on that? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, that was my introduction to credit. Of course, I destroyed it because I didn't understand. And I wasn't keeping up my payments on my rims.
What?
Missing payments on my car payments, not understanding, hey, this is destroying your credit. As a kid.
Oh, man.
As a 21-year-old kid, or if you want to call me an adult, but I didn't understand really how credit worked.
So, I mean, I couldn't afford to keep my stuff up because I would go to the car wash,
Yeah.
wash my car, take it, and dry it, and then get into it, and it wouldn't crank. So I spent a whole lot of money, the money I did not have
Yeah.
as a private PFC, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
on car repairs. Yeah. So,
Ooh.
I feel like that's what really just took me to, left
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
And then I started trying to figure out other ways,
Mhm.
which that's what introduced me to credit cards.
Okay.
But like you said, if you don't know what to do or how to handle them well, then that gets out of control as well.
Yeah. So you got a credit card that early?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was not on my
Yes,
radar.
not
back
at
then.
all?
Not at all.
Okay,
A
did
credit
you-
card?
Did you know about them?
I knew about American Express. I knew about. That was about it.
Well, I think I was getting stuff through the mail, and back then they used to just go ahead and send it to you with your name on it and have the amount that was you was approved for.
Yeah.
It was hard to turn it down when it was like, bam.
Yeah. Now I think I was getting. Yeah. I think I was getting it in the mail too. But I was always taught that credit cards are bad. So put in the comment section if y'all were learning the same, was taught the same thing. But I was
Okay.
taught that credit cards. You don't want credit cards. Credit cards are bad.
Oh man.
So didn't get a credit education, but I was taught credit cards were bad.
Oh, now
Yeah.
I don't think anybody taught me that credit cards was bad.
Yeah, so when I got them in the mail, they went straight to the trash. Like I didn't
Really?
even open it. Yeah, just straight to the trash.
Yeah, I don't think anybody taught me they were bad.
Yeah, so
Interesting. So you just put them in the trash. Okay.
put them in the trash. But
So when did you first get your first credit card?
my first credit card, that's a good question. I think I got my first credit card within the last 5 years, I think.
Really?
My first credit card, yeah, because
Wow.
like I said, I didn't know for a long time that I wanted nothing to do with a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I didn't understand credit. So I'm thinking if I get a credit card, it's bad. It's only bad if you don't know how to use it, which I didn't know how to use it. So
Okay.
yeah, so I never wanted anything to do with a credit card until finally I understood how credit works. And now I love them.
Okay.
Because I know how to use them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
what about you? Oh yeah, you got yours early though.
Right.
What year was that? 2001, 2?
Yeah, between 2001 and 2. Yeah. I remember, I think the first, it was $300 they sent me on a credit card.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can't even remember the company, but I may still have it. Like, I have like my little wallet I had a long time ago
Yeah.
with all my little stuff in there. So yeah, I may still have it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if y'all could put in the comment section, when was your first credit card?
Do you remember?
Yeah. Do you remember what when you first got your first credit card, and if you
Mhm.
knew what to do with it?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Right.
But like I said, I just started destroying my credit slowly
Mhm.
with the car because I had to get a loan.
Mhm.
You know, I defaulted on the loan,
Mhm.
and then didn't keep up with my payments on my phone.
Mhm.
You know, so that was destroying my credit, and then from there it just went downhill.
Right, and
It just went
it would
down.
be funny because I didn't even know how to pull up my credit and see the
Neither did I,
numbers or
right.
anything. But you would go to apply for something, and when they declined you, they send you that nice little letter and be like, "Oh, your score is this, and this is why we can't blah blah blah."
Right.
But as an individual person, I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
how to access that information for myself.
Yeah.
Now I knew I probably wasn't living correctly as it regarded what was on there,
Yeah.
but I still didn't know how to access it, or I don't even think I knew it was on there like that, in so much detail. So it's
Yeah.
interesting.
It is. It
Mhm.
is. So
It is
it wasn't until I
interesting.
educated myself on credit until I started realizing, all of the errors and mistakes that I made along the way. Which brings me to my next point of credit repair.
Oh, help today.
Let's talk about credit repair and those people who, want to help you repair your credit and fix your credit. In my personal opinion, because they're charging thousands of dollars. A lot of these people, like, they're not going to charge you less than $1,000, at least in my experience. But learning how to fix my own credit, you will you will that $1,000 you're paying them, you can be putting towards fixing your own credit.
Right.
Meaning you can be paying some of these companies, or
Ooh.
you can be trying to dispute some of these things that are on your credit. So you can be using that money that you're paying these other people. Because if you're paying somebody to fix your credit, you still don't have a credit education.
Right.
You still don't understand how credit works. So
right.
yeah, if you're paying somebody to fix your credit, you don't understand. You're just going to destroy it again.
So my first experience with the credit repair person business, right, is when I was ready to purchase a home a long time ago. And so when I called the mortgage people and they was like, you need to fix this, that, and third, I was like, okay. So I don't think I knew what to do or how to remove stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And so you call, you get an expert. And so they offered letters. They tell you to send the letters, send them multiple times, send them certified letters, whatever, and they give you the script to say or to write.
Okay.
And then also they offered, and listen, I don't know if this is legal. I'm not recommending any of it at all. I'm just telling you, right? So then they offered, they add you on to a credit card or whatever the case may be. Like, and somebody, they have like $30,000 in a credit card, and it's in good standing, and it's been in good standing for a long time, history or whatever.
Yeah.
You were smiling at me. Is that illegal, honey?
So credit repair, yes. Credit repair is, from what I understand, illegal. Yes, a credit repair company.
So so then that's an additional fee where they add you on to somebody else's credit card, like a family member or something like that. Authorized user, and then it has all this loan credit, what have you, and it's the credit is good, so it adds on to you and it boosts your credit score.
Yeah.
So that was my first experience with it. And really what I think I ended up just having to pay some things anyways, right?
Yeah.
So by the time you pay, invest in that, you just might as well had, orchestrated your own deals and hey, guarantee that if I do this, you're going to remove this from my credit and do it that way. I feel like that was the best route to take.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to be doing our credit workshops and just giving education on things you can do to help your credit, things you can do to increase your score, things that affect your score the most.
Yeah.
Which is a negative payment history. And that's one of the main things. Not paying your bills on time will kill your credit.
Yes, because I think they say it takes 11 payments of correct payments or on-time payments to erase that one late payment.
Yeah.
So that is a serious thing right there that takes your scores down and messes up your credit.
Yeah, and if you think about it, when you loan somebody money, you know what I mean? If they're not paying you back on time, why would you keep loaning them money? So that's the same concept when it comes to credit or banks loaning you money.
That's the truth.
You're not paying us back on time. Why should we keep giving you more money?
Right.
Or on the flip side, you are paying it back and you're paying it back early, they're going to throw money at you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I had to learn, I had to do my own due diligence to fix my own credit. So I fixed my own credit.
Yes.
And I started, when I first found what my credit score was, I remember I went into Wells Fargo, I'll never forget. Went into Wells Fargo, I wanted to get a loan, I'm excited. Mind you, I didn't even know what my credit score was. I go in there, I need a loan. Okay, the loan officer, come on to my office, sits me down, gets my information, pulls up my credit report, right? Then he's quiet. So I'm sitting there, I'm still excited, like, I'm about to get this loan and go do this and do that. So he's quiet, he's like, I think there's other alternatives. I'm like, okay, so he's like, I think you're sitting in like a 430, and I'm, yeah. He's like, you're at like a 430, so I'm like, is that good? Is that bad? Whoa. He's like, it's not terrible, but it's,
that's terrible, honey.
Right, but he didn't want to,
want to be rude, okay.
Right, he was like, some things you can do to fix it.
Oh man.
So and I was devastated. I'm just like 400, Yeah, but I was devastated. So from there, then I start, okay, well, let me find out what's on, because I didn't even know what was on my credit report. I had no idea. So then I had to go find out what was on my credit report. And then from there, I still didn't really understand. So what I'm trying to say is it took some time for me to figure out what I needed to do to get stuff off my credit, to pay stuff off, or to raise my credit score.
Right. And now we know, well, I've known this for a long time, but just sharing that there's the free annual creditreport.com.
Yes.
And you can get your full credit report for all three agencies, every year for free. And it's going to be detailed and tell you everything you have on there and all that good stuff. But what I love about what I learned from you is that there's more credit reporting agencies out there. I just thought it's Equifax, it's Experian, it's the Holy Trinity right there.
Right. Those are just the main three.
Right. Yeah. But there's other, like when they say, oh, we're not going to pull your credit or no credit check. Oh, they checking something else, right? They're checking something else out there and seeing, whether you're on the up and up or not.
Right. But those are the main three that people check when they're trying to, figure out if your credit worthiness is high or not. But yeah, so definitely, like you said, myannualreport.com. Do not rely on Credit Karma. I don't care what anybody tells you, Credit Karma is not it.
So it's good to see what you have that's being reported. It shows most of what you have, like your car payments, your mortgage. It lists out the items of things that may be on your credit report, but the score is no.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend. I recommend my annual credit report, and I recommend Experian. I think it's Experian app.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, but you can pay for also. I pay for the Experian credit report, so I get a full detailed report of my credit. I check my credit every day. Every day I check my credit like I check my account. Every day, multiple times a day, I'm checking. I got alerts coming to my phone. That's telling me, hey, something happened here or something happened there, and I'm calling, hey, trying to figure out what's going on. So,
and I just keep my stuff frozen.
Okay. Okay. Which is another route you can take.
Yeah, until I need to use it. Yeah. I just keep it frozen. And inquiries are a big deal. Like they take down your credit score and they take forever to come off, like 2 years or whatever, which is forever.
Yeah.
To me, to come off. So, you want to minimize inquiries if possible. And so for people who, as a realtor, people who search for homes, like when you're doing that, you need to knock it all out at one time.
Right.
Like when you're searching for your loans and stuff, all at one time, because if you wait until after a certain amount in a specific time frame, it'll start showing up on there as multiple inquiries as opposed to they know you're searching for a home.
Right.
And, it's less injury to your credit report.
Right. So hard inquiries versus soft inquiries. A hard inquiry is when they're going to do a deep dive on your credit versus a soft inquiry where they're just basically looking at the surface of your credit. So the soft inquiries won't affect your credit score, but if they do a hard inquiry, it's going to affect it. So what I learned is like you said, if you're going to go try to get a home or if you're trying to get a car, they're searching for multiple loan people. So they're searching, that's destroying your credit.
Right.
So if you can go through your bank, which I recommend to go through your bank to get your loan, that's the best route to go. Because you're probably going to get the best interest rate anyway with your bank. That
was the best feeling too, was to go to your bank, make an application for purchase a car, and then go to the place with a check.
Exactly.
That is the best feeling ever.
It's liberating.
I've experienced that,
Yeah, it's liberating.
And that's just like from not knowing to growing and, trial and error and knowing how to handle things, in a better way.
Right.
Because money talks.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So again, I would recommend if you're trying to repair your credit, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to take time. So payment history is a big thing. You need to be finding out who you owe. And then two, a lot of places that are on your credit report that you owe money to, you don't necessarily, it's not, if you owe them, chances are I wouldn't pay them. That's just, in my experience, fixing my credit. Because, if you choose to pay them, good. But if you choose not to, the reason I say don't pay them is because it's already on there. It's not going to help your credit. It's not going to help your credit if you pay these people off. So
I'm confused.
okay,
What do you mean it's not gonna help?
so let's say you owe what I'm saying is
So JCPenney's or Macy's card. Say I owe them.
okay, so let's say I'm not saying if you I'm saying once they have already sold your debt to a collection agency, don't pay the collection agency. That's what I'm trying to say. So forgive me.
Okay.
Do not pay the collection agency.
Okay.
Yeah, because the damage is already done.
Okay.
And it's not going to help anything if you pay them.
Okay.
So
but what if they remove it though? If they take it off your credit?
No, it's not going to help.
No.
That's what I'm telling you. So it's pointless to pay them.
Oh, okay.
If you, but y'all put in the comment section if you have experience with dealing with a collection agency. Yeah, it's pointless to pay them. Once it gets to that point, it's not going to help or hurt you.
Now let me tell you what's important that I learned being a realtor and working with people who are trying to clear their credit.
Okay.
When you when a collection agency reaches out to you within those first 30 days, you need to dispute. You need to say, I don't know who you are. I did not sign a contract with you, and I do not agree. Blah blah blah. That prevents them from moving forward and placing it on your credit report. If you do not respond, if you don't deny, then they have the power to go ahead and move forward and put it on your credit report.
Well, it's already on there.
No.
So like you said about JCPenney.
Initially, before you get to that point.
No, if it's with a collection agency, it's already on your credit. No?
So
okay.
When they sell it, when JCPenney sells it to whoever they sell it to.
Okay.
And they reach out to you within the first 30 days, you need to nip it. You need to tell them, hey, I don't know who you are. I don't know about this debt. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
That stops them in their tracks from going forth and putting it on your credit report. Now, it's on there for JCPenney's, but it does not have to be on there for the collections company unless you do not respond and you do not deny the what have you. Then once they put it on there, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. So in the early stages, you can nip it from getting on your, speaking from experience.
Okay, yeah, I'm just, we had two different methods, yeah. But okay. Before, yeah, I'm speaking from experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Nip it early. And because all you really are contracted to is whoever you signed the paperwork with and did the contract with,
right?
Not the collections agency. So they've already been paid, or however they do their transactions to take on.
Yeah, the collection agency buys the debt, and then they're trying to collect the money so they can make
money. And they add on additional fees that have nothing to do with what you borrowed, trying to get more. So yeah.
Yeah. So credit is definitely important. You can't do anything without it.
Right.
You cannot purchase a home.
Card.
You cannot. And who's running around buying everything cash?
Right.
You need credit.
Right.
So, and if you know how to use credit the way I know how to use credit, that's the best thing you can do. You don't want to use your own money for anything.
Right. And so how did you feel when you first got your first American Express card? It's extra heavy.
Listen, I felt like lifestyles of the rich and famous. That's how I felt. Give me my caviar, give me my champagne. That's how I felt when I first got my American Express gold card.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how I felt. Yeah, I felt like I had arrived because I went from 400 credit score to the upper 700s. And I got my,
And by yourself.
Yes, right. Without the credit repair, U2 University has a wealth of knowledge alone for how you, fix your credit. So does Google, but you got to do your own due diligence to fix your credit.
Right.
If you're relying on the credit repair company, you still don't know how credit works.
And you still need to be smart about it. You still need to have some understanding of what exactly they're doing for you and what exactly the results are supposed to be prior to you just dishing over money. Because a lot of what my experience is that you pay, but you still have to do the work. And so they may send you a script, But if you're not this assertive, person that can be like, hey, you better take this off my credit, and hey, da 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 da,
Yeah.
you are still in the same place where you started at, because you are the person that has to fix it. They're probably just providing you with some tools and some context on which to use,
Right.
which won't help a lot of people if their personality does not, line up to. Because I've seen some scripts, honey. Oh,
Are you talking about disputing credit?
yes.
Yeah.
I've seen some scripts of what they tell you to say, and then some of it is not honest, right? It's not honest communication, and so
Well,
it's a little shaky.
that's why I'm saying do your own due diligence to fix your own credit, and that's the best. That's the best option.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just whether it's disputing something, but yeah.
Yeah, I've read some stuff, and I'm like, I'm not saying this, or I'm not gonna do this, and so it's just like,
Yeah, to
it's
each his
just
own.
right.
But if you do your own due diligence, if you do your own research and fix your own credit, that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Because if you got $1,000, if you have $1,000+ to pay somebody else, you can be using that money to fix it yourself.
Right.
And it's a lot cheaper.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
What else? Anything else specific we want to talk about as it regards credit situation?
Yeah. So I want to say, so we talked about the credit score, where the credit score ranges at, what's considered good credit. Well, we can talk about that real quick. What's considered good credit, or what's considered bad credit, good credit, and excellent credit.
Okay.
So I think on the spectrum of 300 to
fair, good, and
bad.
Oh.
Well, they say fair too, but I just say bad, good, and then excellent.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you're in the 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s, you're in bad shape. Yeah, you're in bad shape. Now I would say the mid to upper 60s, that's fair. That's fair. They'll still give you a loan. Your interest rate will still probably be high, but you can still get a loan and a credit card with I think the upper 600s.
Okay, so listen, it says generally 580 to 669 is considered fair. So anything below 580 is poor, bad credit.
Right.
And then 670 to 739 is considered good. 740 to 799 is considered very good. And then 800 and up is considered excellent.
Right. Which is where you want to stay. You want to stay in the excellent range or in the green.
Right.
700s, and then sometimes in the 700s, and it's not it's not always about your score. Your payment history is the main thing they look at.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna look at your score, but your payment history is what they really want to look at. Do you pay us back on time? Do you pay other people back on time? Because for me, I never had a missed payment, and my credit score was in like the 600s. And I was getting approved left and right because my payment history was so good.
That's great.
Right. So that too helped my credit score to keep going up. So. Oh,
so when you speak about that, let me expound on a hard lesson that I learned.
What you learned?
So let me see, how did it work itself out? When you get your credit cards in your different situations, right? They periodically go back in there and check it, right?
They do.
And we'll close your stuff out.
Well, check what you
your
saying?
Credit scores.
Yes.
And we'll close your stuff out, even if it's in good standing, even if it's not late for them.
Well, yeah. So
they will close it out. And I'm like, what? And so you call them back and you call them and they say, well, we checked your credit, da 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 da, and da 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 da. But I'm like, but this one is good. This is in good standing. There's no issues here. They don't care. So that's like who knew that? Has it always been that way?
Right.
And is everybody mindful of that? It's like if you could be slipping over here on this JCPenney card, but Dillard's is going to shut you down because you slipping over there. So anybody. Familiar with that, or did you know that it worked like that? Because I had no idea.
Right. Yeah, so they're paying attention. They're paying attention of what's going on, what you're doing with everybody else.
I don't feel like they should be able to keep going back and dipping and doing it in your credit now.
Well, that's why it's best to have a great knowledge of how credit works.
Oh man, they have access the
Yeah.
entire time and they check it periodically. And you could, like I said, you could be doing great. It's where it's supposed to be. There's no late payments, it's not, over the top spending, and bam, they will still close it down.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So real quick, like this video, thumbs up. Please share. Share.
Uh-huh.
But I just want to go over some of the do's and don'ts real quick.
Okay. Okay, I like
credit
that.
do's and don'ts.
Mhm.
So a few of the do's is do shop around.
Okay.
The credit card industry is very competitive, so compare interest rates,
Okay.
credit limits, grace
Uh-huh.
periods, annual fees. That's a big one. Annual fees.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
that is a big one.
Okay.
Terms and conditions. Another one is do use the same name when you apply for credit.
Mhm.
Don't leave out middle initials or junior.
Ooh.
That is huge.
Uh-huh.
Your name has to match up, because something as simple as your name being misspelled or wrong
Mm-hmm.
can get you denied.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure that your name is the same across the board on everything that you're doing to apply for credit, or your banking information. Everything is, dress right dress,
Mm-hmm.
because you can be denied because your name says one thing on your credit report, or your name says something different on your banking information.
Right.
So
Right.
another one is do read the fine print. That is huge. The
Mm.
fine print will get you every time.
Yeah.
Right? On the credit application, the application is a contract, so read it thoroughly before signing it.
Mm-hmm.
Watch for terms such as introductory rate
Mm-hmm.
and when the rate of interest expires.
Okay.
Do ask questions if you don't understand something. Do set a budget and stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Developing a financial plan will help you keep your finances in order.
Mm-hmm.
So those are just a few do's, and you can get this information on fcbank.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so go to fcbank.com, and it has a bunch of information, great information on do's and don'ts of credit cards or credit, period.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the don'ts: don't feel pressure to get a credit card if you don't want one.
Right.
Do not, this is my from my experience, do not get a credit card if you don't understand credit.
Right.
Yeah, you need to educate yourself first
Mm-hmm.
before you jump into the credit card game.
Right.
Because if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna destroy your credit.
That debt to income ratio,
Yes.
as it regards credit cards, if it's 300, then they only want you to spend like, not more than 30%.
Well, the rule of thumb for me is 10. 10%.
Okay.
Keep it below. Yeah, keep it below 10%.
Mm-hmm.
But and there's tricks to it. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's tricks to it. We're gonna do a class,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll keep y'all, updated on when we're gonna do the class
Mhm.
on, things you can do as far as, like you said, your
Mhm.
credit, debt to income ratio, and all of that.
Right.
So don't open many credit accounts in a short period of time. That
Mhm.
is huge, because it raises a red flag to the banks and to the credit card companies. If you're applying for all these credit cards
Mm-hmm.
back to back to back, it feels like, hey, this person is
Mhm.
they're short of money.
Oh, and that's another good thing, like you mentioned, right? So
Mhm.
not only can they shut it down after they have checked it multiple, they're checking your credit,
Right.
they can reduce your
Your
amount.
credit limit, right.
Right. So you
Right.
can be in the heavenlies, and the next thing you know, you down in the valley,
Yeah.
because not necessarily because you're doing anything wrong on this credit card, but if you're doing something wrong over here, listen, they're about to reel it in.
Exactly.
Because possibly they think, okay, so it's a struggle over there, it's coming this way soon.
Exactly. That's what they're thinking. And they will cast you down with the sodomites. Yeah, quickly. So yeah,
And so
that's
you
huge.
go in there and it's like, oh, what happened? And they do it without communication. They
Exactly.
do it first and talk later.
Right. So yeah, that is huge. That's a nugget.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So another don't is don't pay your bills late.
Okay.
Late payments can hurt your credit rating.
Mm-hmm.
Again, late payments is what is the main thing that's going to kill your credit.
Yes.
Paying people back late
Mm-hmm.
will kill your credit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So don't spend more than you can afford. A credit card is not magic money.
Right.
It's a loan with an obligation to repay.
Cha-ching.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Realize the difference between needs and wants.
Mm-hmm.
Don't reach your credit limit or max your credit card out, like you just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go over the rule of thumb or the safe space is 10%. You don't want to go over 10%. So if you got a $10,000 credit limit, you only need to be spending what is it, 10% of $1,000.
Right.
You don't need to go over $1,000.
Right.
So don't apply for more credit cards if you already have balances on others. Don't ignore the warning signs of credit trouble. And the last one is don't give your credit card number unless you've initiated the transaction. Oh, don't give out your credit card number unless you've initiated the transaction. Be alert to identity thieves and scam artists. That's another big one.
Right.
So,
and so this is all on the personal side. I know that you are super smart as well on the business portion of this.
Right.
You know, using your EIN number.
Oh, that's a whole nother
Duns and Streets.
Duns and Bradstreet.
And Bradstreet's number as opposed to your social security. I had a client purchase a home, own a home in a trucking company business. Okay.
That's the way to go.
Not his name.
In my opinion.
Not his name and not his social security.
Yeah.
But his towing trucking company name, EIN number. So like that is like serious business as a business owner.
Yes.
Separating the two.
Right.
Okay.
But we're gonna give a class. Excuse me. We're gonna give a class on all of that. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But yeah.
And that you say that, I'm grateful. Like there's people out there like the Boyntons. We met them.
Right.
And
shout out to the
have,
Boyntons.
Their credit repair situation. But they are empowering people and setting them up for success.
They are.
I tell you, if you look like me and you go into the SBA place there and the Cunningham Center, and you ask them to teach you about being a business owner or an entrepreneur and getting credit in the business name as opposed to your social,
yeah.
they're going to tell you you can't do it.
Yeah, which is
they're going to tell you that's not possible and you can't do it. I was so frustrated when I learned otherwise because that's what they tell us, but that's not necessarily what they tell others. You know, so it's people like the Boyntons, it's people like, you know, George is super smart and I'm very impressed. And I'm not just saying that, like how he just took a situation and just made it into pure gold.
Right.
Based on just taking the time, doing your own research, making yourself smart and intelligent, even if you are planning to go somewhere else and you know, use the services, still make yourself smart so you know whether or not you're being taken advantage of or not.
Right.
If you're just giving out money and then nothing's being done or really there's no results. So there's great people out there that look like us, that's here to help us, that's going to empower us to, you know, move in the right direction. And so we're grateful for that.
Right.
But then there's some that they're just taking your money and you're going to have to do the work anyways.
Exactly. Right. So you're hustling backwards you're hustling backwards if you're paying somebody to do something for you and you don't even understand how it works.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's and on one hand, if you're not a mechanic and you don't know how to work on cars and you take your car to a mechanic to get your car fixed, that's one thing. But credit works totally different.
Right.
Credit works totally different. Yeah, you need to make yourself smart about your car and what you know.
Are you laughing? Because I'm thinking about the fact that, you know, now I can't take my card nowhere. You're going to have to do it. Because I just feel like I've been scammed.
Well, listen.
Bamboozled. He's looking at this receipt thing like, well, you didn't need this and you didn't need that. Well, guess what?
Listen,
they charge me for it.
Most places, they're going to take advantage of women and they're going to try to take advantage of young kids or people who are just starting out. So, yeah. But anyway... Yeah, as it pertains to credit, you want to definitely make sure that you're educating yourself on credit because you're going to need it. You know, there's no way around it. You're going to need it.
Right.
And, you know, credit is king. They say cash is king, but I disagree. Credit is king.
Especially, I think, as entrepreneurs as well. And, you know, it's like all these little things that they offer when you fly. You know, different advantages you get for flying and different opportunities and where you get to sit as opposed to out in the public and behind the closed doors and, you know, lavish.
These lounges.
I think credit is king in a lot of places, in a lot of things.
Right, because if you think about it, businesses like Walmart, they're not funding their business with cash. They're funding their business with credit.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're getting all of these things, especially with business credit. All of these things on your job in your break room is provided through business credit.
Yeah.
So again, you know, it's great. It's great to make sure that you understand how credit works. So what else do we need to add in there? And please leave in the comment section some things that y'all have seen and experienced as far as your credit journey.
And what do you think about the credit booster stuff? Like when they say, you know, add your phone bill and add your this and add your that. You think that's appropriate?
I don't.
Okay.
I think you need to keep it as simple as possible, and you just need to make sure that you're paying your bills on time and that you are smart about how credit works, and you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that. So pay your bills on time. Make sure that you understand which credit agencies are looking at your credit, or which credit agencies are out there. I'm sorry, like you know, Equifax, TransUnion, and just making yourself smart.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can't go wrong from there. All this other stuff that's out there. Once you do your due diligence, you'll understand what's needed and what's not needed. Yeah, and it's really simple. And you know they say keep it simple.
Right.
That's what I say.
Right. Keep it simple. Stupid. Right. That's what it's.
That's what they say.
Okay.
And then too, listen, we're not giving you guys credit advice.
Right. That's
we're
the
not
disclaimer.
Credit consultation.
No.
You know,
No.
we're just talking about credit and
our
giving
own
you our
personal
experiences.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But definitely do your own due diligence to fix your credit and to fix your loved one's credit, and have this conversation with your kids if you're not. You know what I mean? Have this conversation with your kids, with your family members.
That part for me, especially your children. You know, that's part of the parenting situation. Like, you know, it shouldn't be that they're out there on their own trying to figure this stuff out.
Trying to figure it out.
And then they figure it out, and it's when they're figuring it out, it's because it's too late, and they're having, you know, to pull themselves out of a situation.
Right.
And so, like for me personally, I put together notebooks for the girls, right?
Okay.
It's got finance, it's got spiritual, it's got physical, mental, different little areas, important areas that I feel like, okay, in life, this is stuff that you're going to need to reference and come back. So behind the finance part, it's got a budget. It talks about credit reports. It talks about different things. Now, did Ashlyn use them? Does she care about the notebook? Because listen, she's home for the summer, but where do you think the notebook is?
Well,
in the storage.
Listen, as long as we give them the tools, whether they use them or not, that's on them. But our job as parents is to give them the tools, provide the tools.
And she comes home and I'm like, well, where is this and where is that? And she's like, it's in the storage, right?
Yeah, well.
But as a parent, I know that I have provided her with the tools, you know. So she can't say, oh, my mama didn't say this, or, you know, my mama didn't teach me, or she didn't show me. Oh, because we did go over it. It's a matter of you know, reaching into that toolbox and employing what you have been given. But that's just a suggestion for parents, right?
Right.
When you send your kids out, send them with a little standard operating procedures for specific things in life that they can reference.
Right.
Or they can just come back and have a conversation with you. Just don't send them out and, you know, and just expect them to figure it out on their own. Especially, we don't want the world to teach them about credit. We don't want the world to teach them about, you know, whatever. And like for me, I was in Missouri. My parents weren't close to me when it was time for me to purchase a car. So I made my mess ups, you know, got a lemon out of this world. But again, you know, I seen my dad purchase cars, but I didn't know the fundamentals about purchasing a car, what to look for and all that good stuff. So
that's where it's at.
Yeah, if we can just make sure we provide them with something tangible, or it could be digital, so that they can reference. And I even went so far as to do a contract. Right now, there's no credit cards, you know, credit is frozen. there's a plan, there's a pathway.
Mm-hmm.
And let's, like the man said the other day, what did he say? My money have a mouth?
My money has a mouth. Yep.
Oh
That's what
man,
he
my
said.
money has a mouth, right?
Right.
I've never heard it before, but you sit around some elderly people or older
they
people,
drop some gems on you.
they will drop some wisdom for you.
Yeah.
Meaning, right, if you want my money, you get my mouth as well, my wisdom, whatever I have to say as regards what have you.
Whether it's good or bad, that's what comes with my money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's important, and that's what I like to. I don't like to just talk about stuff. I like to provide specifics, so they can go back and reference.
Right.
And so it's a good little tool, good little thing to do for your kids, is to kind of send them with something tangible. Of course, talk to them with it before they leave, discuss budgets, all that good stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are they gonna do it and use it and whatever? That's a whole nother situation.
Yeah, that's on them.
But at least, as a parent, you can say, hey, I did this, that, and the third, and I know I did this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just a little recap.
Okay.
Yeah. On credit, just real quick.
Okay.
So do shop around.
Mm-hmm.
Credit is a convenient financial tool.
Mm-hmm.
If you use credit, it is critical to understand how it works and know the reality and responsibility of repaying your debt.
Okay.
The credit card industry is very competitive, which we went through, but do use the same name when you apply for credit. Do read the fine print. Do ask questions. Do set a budget and stick to it. Do be wary of anyone who claims they can fix your credit. The only thing that can fix a credit report is time and a positive payment history.
Ooh-wee.
Do open your bill and pay it on time every month. Do pay at least the minimum due. Do contact your credit card issuer if you have trouble making payments. That's another thing that we didn't go over, but having an open communication with your credit card company or bank, they will work with you. They don't want to destroy your credit. They want to help you.
Some of them.
Well, the majority of them, they want to help. If you have a relationship with them, a positive relationship, they want to help.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's been times like when people hit rough spots, right? And the mail piles up. You don't want to open it. You don't, especially if you don't know where the funds are going to come from to pay for stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's times where it just piles up. And then, the bills are getting far and further behind.
Yeah.
And it's a tough situation to be in. But it's like, for me, I would say, give yourself 24 hours, give yourself however many hours, and then say, okay, figure out what is the end solution, what are the results that I want to get from this, and just, work your way through it. Because I think in life, all of us, most of us, I won't say all, most of us have hit times where it's just tough, and you don't know. And I remember when I transitioned out of the military, I got a great job, and then moved. It's like starting all over again.
Yeah.
And the job wasn't there, and I'll never forget calling the car people and saying, "Hey, I parked it over there."
Yeah.
And this is where you can come and pick it up.
Right.
So it happens. It happens.
Life
across
happens.
the board to anybody, anytime. But it's temporary. It's not something where it's just for the rest of your life. This is where I'm going to be. This is how I'm going to be. And that's like, when people like, oh, but they drive this and they drive that. You don't know, what has transpired, what has went on in life, for people to have and do and be where they are today.
Right.
You haven't walked in their shoes, and necessarily probably don't want to walk in their shoes. And so can't never judge a person by, simple stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, this is not advice. We're not credit experts.
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at
we're
all.
just having a conversation with our family about
our
personal experiences with credit.
Conversation. Yeah.
So yeah. Um.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. Secured and unsecured credit. There's a difference between
Oh yeah.
those types of situations. Do you think one is better than the other?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Unsecured is where you want to be.
Okay.
Unsecure.
Okay.
Free. That's where you want to be. But
Okay.
that's going to be a part of our class
Uh-huh.
on credit that we're going to be given. So yeah, in my personal opinion and from my personal experiences, unsecure.
Yes. And secured is when the muddies are a little murky
Yeah.
and you need to build your
Yeah.
credit.
Now it's there for a reason. Now it's now if you having issues with your credit, secure is not a bad thing
Right.
because it's going to help you to get to unsecure. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
not
as simple
necessarily
as
bad.
you getting a credit card, you putting $250 on there, and
Yes.
then making sure that the credit reflects that you've made your payments on time, the balance hasn't been out of control, simple stuff like that.
Right. Right. That's a good point.
And that's something for a young person, right? Instead of getting them
Not
for a
necessarily.
kid, instead of getting them like a credit card, you can get them an unsecured, and they can build credit that way in a positive way. I'm just saying, that's a possibility for a young person to do?
To start off with a secured card? I wouldn't say.
No?
No, because so the secured card is for at-risk people, basically.
Okay.
So you want to, in order for a kid to build their credit, they want to start off unsecure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just my personal opinion. You don't want to start them off with a secured card. I mean, but if you have to, you have to. But you can add them on as an authorized user, and you can get them a card, and then track their spending limits and see how they do. And then from there, you can let them fly if they do good.
Help
you know
today.
what I mean?
If.
But I mean, either way, they're gonna have to be responsible for their own credit. So
Yes.
whether they start off good or bad, end up good or bad, it's ultimately up to them.
Right. Right, but it's
to
important
be-
that we provide them with some basic knowledge and education as it regards it. And then too, like I hope that we also like the importance of, knowing your business terminology and EIN and DUNS and what
Dunn's
you call it?
number.
Yeah, all
Dun
of
and
that good
Bradstreet.
stuff and making it work in your best interest
Right.
as a business owner. Like
Right.
that stuff is so important, Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna definitely again hold classes on everything we learn and everything you can do to be successful as far as credit is concerned. So stay tuned for that. We're running out of time, y'all, but we want to thank our Candid family, our day ones who are always rocking with us since day one,
Yes.
and our new family who just joined. Welcome to the family. We appreciate y'all.
Yes.
Make sure y'all share this, like and
And
subscribe.
we can't wait to meet some of you in
Right.
person, right? It's like we see you on social media, but it's so amazing when you actually meet the person in person. We can't wait for that.
We're looking forward to it.
Yes.
And shout out to all the graduates this year who graduated. Woo! Yeah, all the seniors.
And the parents.
Yeah.
And the parents. Congratulate.
Who were a part of, their child and their children succeeding and graduating high school. Shout out to my sister Emily and my nephew Quay.
Yes.
Congratulations, young man. This is only the beginning.
Okay.
This is only the beginning. So we want to make sure we get them into the credit classes that we're going to be doing because they definitely need to be a part of that. Anybody else who wants to join. But yeah, again, shout out to the graduates, the 2024 graduates. Shout out to the parents who stuck with them.
Oh.
And helped them get over.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Who helped them get to the finish line. Yes. What I'm trying to say.
And can I just share something really quickly?
Yeah, sure, world.
One of my mentors, right? I'll never forget how liberating it was to hear her share this, right? She was in business. She was a single mom of 3. She's working and she's giving a workshop or a seminar on, just being financially this and whatever. And all the while looking outside the window, this is in Atlanta, looking outside the window at them come and tow her car away. Sometimes when you are starting business or in business, like people make it seem like it's so glamorous, like the coins are just coming in all the time.
Right.
But it's not necessarily as an entrepreneur, especially for our culture where they do not make it easy for you to get funding and different opportunities.
Right.
I say that to say stay the course. She is absolutely wealthy, wealthy, wealthy today. And she did not allow that experience to hold her back or to prevent her from moving forward.
Right.
So use your gift, whatever it may be, your talents. Do not bury them because of current circumstances, because it's just temporary. Continue to move forward, continue to build, continue to trust, and come on out on the other end.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, again, we appreciate y'all. We hope y'all have enjoyed this. We hope that y'all have found value here. Make sure y'all tune in Wednesday. We're gonna be going live again on upcoming events.
Yes, the
So
politics.
tap in with us. That's right.
Friends work at this hospital.
That's right. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. What else did we forget? Like, share,
Yes.
thumbs up.
Yes.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. Is that everything?
For tonight?
Yeah. I think that's everything. We appreciate y'all. Make sure, listen, know your credit score.
Yes.
Know your credit score. Work on your credit. Reach out to us if you have questions.
Freeze
concerns.
it. Freeze
That's
it.
right. Well, yeah, it's been a plum-pleasing pleasure. We appreciate y'all. Peace and love.
Oh, man.
Till the next time.
Okay.
Peace. Support African American owned businesses.
Yes.
Unity.
Yes.